Among all Modern Warfare players, there is one weapon so evil, so dastardly, so toxic, that it strikes true terror into the hearts of men and women alike. No, not the Kali sticks. No, not the dual Kodachis. Okay, there's a lot of weapons that suck, I get it, but my point still stands. The gun in question is the 725 shotgun, a camper's best friend and any player's worst nightmare. If you didn't know, or if you've somehow been lucky enough to never encounter one of these, the 725 is a double-barrel shotgun with incredibly high range and accuracy. Now, I have seen so many claims that this weapon requires absolutely no skill to use, and because of that, it frequently finds itself in the hands of campers who are desperately trying to boost their KD and, in turn, make the game as annoying as possible for everyone else. But is it actually true? Does the 725 shotgun really take no skill to use? And is it really that broken? I figured it was high time to find out whether or not the 725 is truly the most toxic loadout in Warzone. Now, before we begin, I have a confession to make. In order to make this video, I did something unthinkable. Something that no self-respecting COD player has ever dared to do. I went to the dark side. I made a 725 class setup. Now, I knew this was risky. I was playing with fire, tempting fate. Many before me had fallen victim to the same danger with which I dared dance, and few had ever returned without their hearts and minds forever corrupted. But I had to do this, for science, and because I owed it to the world, and to my 9 loyal subscribers, to provide answers. Now, I wasn't content with just running the 725 shotgun on its own. If I was going to do this, I was going to go all the way. I needed to become the ultimate annoyance, the most toxic player the world had ever seen. So, I devised this aptly named loadout. What better secondary to pair with the 725 than, of course, the riot shield? And naturally, no toxic loadout would be complete without the proximity mine to pick up some easy kills. Now, attachments for the 725 were difficult to decide on. After all, there's a lot of ways to set up this gun, depending on your playstyle. I decided that I wanted to go a more balanced route, using some attachments to increase movement speed, ADS speed, and sprint to fire time, and using other attachments to increase the overall range of the gun. This way, I'd be able to capitalize on the insanely long-range, broken capabilities of the 725, while still having the gun be fast enough to accommodate a run-and-gun playstyle. After a little bit of experimenting, I devised this monstrosity. It's the monolithic suppressor to add damage range and suppress the gun, the 5 milliwatt laser to add hipfire accuracy and decrease the sprint to fire time, the AP-X5 holographic sight to make aiming long-distance shots a little bit easier, slug rounds to help with the damage and increase the damage range, and finally the Tempest Slim Grip to help with ADS speed. Now, when I first used this gun, I wasn't sure what to think. I've always been someone that disliked shotguns, so I was expecting this to be a colossal waste of time. But this thing is so unbelievably broken. Seriously, how is there a shotgun that is a one-shot kill at 40 meters? At that point, the thing is basically a sniper rifle. In fact, on multiple occasions, I was outgunning players that were using sniper rifles, even at long ranges. Plus, with its insanely high rate of fire, even if you don't kill your target on the first shot, you can just tap the trigger again and clean up the kill. And even with the attachments that I put on to make this thing lethal at long range, it still absolutely destroys at point-blank engagements. Plus, with the wide pellet spread of this gun, it's practically impossible to miss your shots anywhere within 20 meters. There's a reason that this gun is one of the most hated weapons in Modern Warfare. It takes absolutely no skill to use well, and is way overpowered compared to similar weapons in its class. In fact, the only thing that it doesn't have going for it is the small ammo pool. You can only fit 2 rounds in the gun at a time. But that's not really necessary since you're pretty much getting a one-shot kill every time. which means with every reload, that's basically a guaranteed 2 kills. Which, sure, if you're a highly skilled player, you can do way better than that with a 30-round mag and an automatic weapon. But for all of the Modern Warfare noobs out there, this is a huge advantage that allows them to absolutely destroy the bot lobbies that they end up in. As if that wasn't bad enough, pairing this with the Riot Shield made this class absolutely unbearable for everyone that I matched against. Even if you're not holding the Riot Shield out in front of you, it still blocks some incoming damage from behind, which leaves you free to sprint around the map, popping people left and right. With how long the game's been out, I am still surprised that they haven't found some way to nerf the Riot Shield. This thing should not block all incoming damage. And why is bashing somebody with a blunt Riot Shield a 2-hit kill? Plus, pairing the Riot Shield with the EOD perk makes it even more unbearable. Running EOD makes it so that you take less damage from non-killstreak explosives, which have pretty consistently been used as the best offensive tactic to combat Riot Shields. If there's a Riot Shield player camping in a corner, the easy fix was always to throw a Semtex grenade and it would do the job for you. But if you're running EOD, even a direct blast from a Semtex grenade while you're holding the Riot Shield is only going to take down about half of your health. And since most players can only equip one lethal equipment, then that leaves you to rush them with the Riot Shield and pick up the kill. Don't even get me started on how broken the proximity mine is. Now, a lot of players will say that the Claymore is worse, but personally, I don't think that's the case. See, the Claymores are pretty easy to spot, and they can only be detonated if the enemy approaches from the front. But with the proximity mine, it'll detect an enemy approaching from all directions, and the damage range is pretty much big enough to pick up a kill 100% of the time. Seriously, it is ridiculously easy to just throw one of these down on the other side of the doorway and then go fight somewhere else. 90% of the time you'll see it pop up in the kill feed later in the match when somebody accidentally trips it. Now, the 725 shotgun, the Riot Shield, and the proximity mine are all toxic and annoying in their own right, but combining these all into one loadout really made it that much more frustrating for the enemy team. Running this loadout kept getting me victory after victory after victory. And I wasn't even trying to create the most powerful loadout possible. I was trying to create the most toxic. But quite honestly, I think I accomplished both. Within just the first few minutes of my first match playing with this loadout, you could feel the frustration of the enemy team. I was popping kill after kill after kill. And with the addition of the Riot Shield and the EOD perk, I was practically unstoppable. Even when I made dumb mistakes and pushed fights that I probably shouldn't have, this loadout compensated for it because it's that broken. Seriously, there should be no good reason why I'm able to pop a 30-meter headshot with a shotgun, or that I should be able to kill someone in 2 hits with a Riot Shield. Now, the solution here isn't to nerf both of these weapons to the point that they're unusable. But there's absolutely no reason that these weapons should be as powerful as they are. I think the best case scenario would be a slight nerf to the damage range of the 725 and some major changes to the functionality of the Riot Shield. Maybe it's as simple as adding some sort of durability to the Riot Shield so that it's similar to the way armor plates function in Warzone. Either way, I think it's confirmed that this much power is too much for one person to handle. And I will definitely be putting this loadout where it belongs. Anyways guys, that's gonna do it for this video. Sorry it was a little on the shorter side, but I will have a much longer video coming out next week. But in the meantime, I hope you enjoyed, and let me know in the comments down below what your take on the Riot Shield is. Is it too overpowered and does it need a nerf, or is it fine as it is? But thank you all so much for watching. Please remember to subscribe and hit that like button if you enjoyed this video, and I will see you all next time.